Welcome to Ron Stark the Voice, your weekly adventure into the who, what, where, and why of our Southern California communities. And in our little coffee house today, we are joined by Sheriff John McMahon, who is the Sheriff of San Bernardino County. And we're going to be talking about the impact that realignment has had on the region. What is realignment, you may ask? It's those prisoners that were being sent to state prisons that are now staying in the local county prisons, and how that is forcing early release and impacting our communities. We're also going to be talking about a wonderful program to help the homeless, as well as programs for inmates while they are incarcerated. It's going to be a wonderful conversation, one you will not want to miss. Be sure to check out our website at ronstarkthevoice.com for an archive of many of our past shows. But don't go away, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Yulin. I do all the hair and makeup for Ron Stark and his guests. I would like to make you look and feel like a star all of the time. Come and meet me at Biaggi Salon and Spa in Upland and mention this show and receive a free beauty analysis and consultation. I offer the best in makeup, formal styles for weddings, proms, and for all of your special occasions, including airbrush makeup, hairstyling, cutting, coloring, extensions, facials, and nails. So, if you want to look and feel like a star, come and see me at Biaggi Salon and Spa in Upland. Give me a call today for your free consultation at 626-589-3475 or 909-920-4177.
It is that time of the show when we say hello to a returning friend. We are joined once again by Sheriff John McMahon, the Sheriff of San Bernardino County. And Sheriff, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Ron.
Last time we were on, we were talking about the realignment of prisoners, where we're now responsible for prisoners that really used to be handled at the state level. How is that kind of fleshed out? We knew there'd be some impact. What are we finding and how it affects the county?
Yeah, it is a significant impact for the county of San Bernardino. And I don't know that I mentioned it the last time, but just to put the impact in perspective, in our county, we used to send about 425 inmates a month to the state prison system.
Wow.
Prior to realignment. Well, since then, because we are now forced to keep the triple nons, which are the non-serious, non-violent, and non-sexual offenders, regardless of the length of stay, we're responsible for keeping them in the county jails. Now we're only sending about 80 to 85 inmates a month.
Wow, so we're talking 320 a month more are staying with us. Now,
Correct.
Non-serious, non-violent, non-sexual.
Correct.
What's left?
Yeah, and that is the current charge that they're sentenced on.
Oh.
If they have past history of violence, that doesn't count.
Oh my goodness. So they may have had a history of a violent crime, but this time got nabbed for, petty theft maybe.
Yes.
And so they're going to be staying here. And is that leading to early releases because you've got so many people?
Absolutely. And in October of 11, when AB 109 was signed by the governor, our jail system was full with about 6,000 inmates. And although we've increased the capacity just a little bit with the expansion of our High Desert Detention Center facility, we're still forced to early release. And we've released about 9,000 inmates early since October of 11.
Now, I'm sure you're tracking at some level or working with the DA's office to track. Have we seen an uptick in crime since we've been having this kind of mass exodus from the jail system?
Well, in the county area that we're responsible for, as well as the 14 incorporated cities that contract with law enforcement services with the Sheriff's Department, we have actually seen a decrease in violent crime across the entire board.
Okay.
And in a couple of small communities, we've seen an uptick in some of the property crime. Now understand that the folks we're releasing from jail early are those that are in for property crime type sentences. So
Wow.
Whether or not it's a direct correlation, it's too early to tell. But certainly those are the folks that are getting out of jail early.
Okay, so it wouldn't be surprising to see an increase in those areas of crime.
Certainly in some parts of the county it's going up.
And when someone is released early, what kind of follow-up? What takes place? I'm sure you have some kind of method for keeping an eye on them.
It depends if they are actually on probation when they're released. And we've been working real closely with the courts, our DA, Mike Ramos, as well as the public defender, to make sure that these inmates have a split sentence, which means that when they get released from custody, they are on probation. Okay. The probation is the mechanism we can use to keep them involved in programs, day reporting centers, AA, NA, that type of thing. If they are not on probation when they get released, we have no mechanism or no hammer to keep them involved in programs.
And I'm going to guess that the recidivism rate is higher if they're not on probation / not in programs than if they are.
You're absolutely correct. And prior to realignment, the state's recidivism rate was about 70%. Now with the
wow, that high?
Seven out of every 10 are going back.
Back. Wow.
Yes, sir. Now, the recidivism rate for those released from our custody that are on probation, that rate is about 45%, and we're working on driving that down even further.
So there's a really strong argument to the courts. If we have to early release, let's keep them on probation, because we've got almost half of what the state level of recidivism is.
Very true. And the other very important part of that is the services we deliver to the inmates while they're in custody. And we have, over the years, been delivering great ROP programs, educational programs, ESL, GED, life skills, whatever it might be that we believe will benefit the inmates.
Now, I'm curious about that. Are those optional programs or are those mandatory programs for the inmates?
They are optional, but most of the inmates do want to participate because it gets them out of their cell environment into a classroom, and they truly believe that it will help them once they get released.
And for a lot of these inmates, I'm assuming that belief is probably more than they've had for most of their life.
You're exactly right. And one of the programs we just started that has really been successful and is changing lives is our partnership with County Fire and a fire camp program.
Oh, nice. Tell us about that. I know a little bit about it, but that is the coolest thing.
It is incredible. And for years, CDCR, State Corrections, and CAL FIRE have been partnered up doing these programs. But we chose to do it in our county with our own fire department. And we hand select the inmates that we believe will be successful, and certainly the ones that have an interest in that program. But they not only learn how to fight fire and clear fire lines, they also learn life skills. What's required of them, getting up on time, working hard, as well as first aid, CPR. We just had a graduation not long ago of 26 inmates that graduated from that program, one of which was going to be released in a couple of days and already had a job lined up when he walked out the doors of the jail. When you visit with those inmates, you truly see how it is changing their lives. Mm-hmm. It is incredible, because if you're from a wildland fire area, which I live in one, and you see an inmate fire crew come and they save your house, save your property, the citizens come out and thank these guys and tell them they really appreciate what they've done. And for some of those guys, they have never heard that before. Right. They've never been told they make a difference in somebody's life. And that is what it is going to take to change these folks' lives.
And they come out with a skill that I imagine is saleable, that there's opportunity out there.
There is job opportunities for these guys in a variety of places in this business. Plus, importantly, it teaches them life skills.
Right.
What's expected of them in the workplace.
Now, what are some of the other programs that you offer? Getting their high school diploma.
Right. High school diploma. We also are now teaching them how to work on cars, do simple oil changes and brake jobs. That's a new program we just started. That is also a skill that they can use once released. When they walk out the door of the jail, they have a ROP certificate saying they're certified to do that type of work.
See, and for a lot of them, that's what it takes. They just never had maybe anyone in their lives kind of driving them in the right direction. So they land here, but they get a skill. And if they can go out and get a job and feel good about themselves, that's the difference, I'm guessing, between 40% and 70%.
You're exactly right. We have to, as an organization, do things differently, because we cannot allow these inmates to keep coming back to jail. We have to figure out a way to break the cycle. And if we don't, we're going to be out of jail bed space forever.
And it's a good thing for the community and for the people. Now, are there like volunteer opportunities for people that want to get involved to help what you're all doing?
There are some volunteer chaplains that come into the jails and minister to the inmates, as well as NA and AA programs that we offer throughout all of our facilities. But one of the other real exciting programs we're doing is we're partnered up with Cal State San Bernardino, and their interns in the psychology program come into our jail, work with the inmates, teach them how to be parents, and then after they've completed that training, we actually bring their children into the jail, into a specially designed room, and reunite the parents and the children in a supervised environment to teach them how to interact with their kids when they get released.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I want to spend some time talking about another program, your HOPE program. So don't go away. The best part of this conversation is yet to come.
Small business owner, are you frustrated and looking for a better way to track your finances? I can help you. I am the QuickBook Queen. I offer you peace of mind and prosperity with custom QuickBooks setup, training, and troubleshooting services by the hour at your location. We specialize in helping businesses find the quickest, easiest way to enter their data, providing accurate financial reports that guide owners to successfully grow their business. The Queen is launching her free online tutorials and webinars this summer to help more people across the country and around the world. See QBQueen.com and QuickBooksFreeTutorials.com. Call QB Queen Linda Russell at 1-877-553-4422 for your free 20-minute phone consultation. I'm here for you.
Ron Stark the Voice is brought to you by KMET Radio, Smart Talk 1490, intelligent conversation and information for the Inland Empire. Your home for Andrea Tanteros, weekday mornings. Lakers and Clippers basketball, Kings hockey, Angels baseball, and of course, Ron Stark the Voice. Heard every Friday at 3 p.m. and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Your home for intelligent conversation and information for the Inland Empire, KMET. Also check out KMET1490am.com.
You are watching or listening to Ron Stark the Voice, coming to you from the beautiful KGEM studios in wonderful Old Town Monrovia. And we are joined today by Sheriff John McMahon, the Sheriff of San Bernardino County. And Sheriff, in the first segment, we were talking about the realignment that started back in 2011 and the impact that had, and some programs that you offer for the inmates. But you've also got a program that you're offering for the homeless. Tell us a little about that.
Well, thank you, Ron. That's an exciting program for us in our organization. We have seen an increase in our homeless population throughout the entire county. And some of these folks are homeless by choice, but others are homeless because of circumstances, downturn in the economy, poor decisions, whatever it might be. And that
but not a place they want to stay necessarily.
That is true. And certainly it's been a challenge for us, and it leads to sometimes panhandling and overall quality of life for the citizens of our county. Nobody wants to get off of the freeway or go into a neighborhood and be accosted by somebody at the gas station, the grocery store, whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. So we looked at this program as a way to solve, or at least attempt to solve, the homeless issue in our county. Now, we know there's a lot of great organizations doing a lot of great work throughout the county, whether it be nonprofits, faith-based groups, whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't convinced that we were all working together as well as we should be. So we started a pilot program with a few deputy sheriffs and partnered up with the county's Department of Behavioral Health. We went into these homeless camps and started making contact with these folks, offering them services. There's transitional housing available. There's a variety of services available if they're offered. It takes a number of contacts to meet these guys and ultimately get them out of that situation. And we have been, at this point, very successful thus far.
You know, and I love that because it seems like you're kind of changing how you look at these folks, from looking at them almost as criminals to looking at them as more victims of circumstance, and how do we help them?
Exactly. There are a number of great organizations doing great work, but the goal is ultimately to give them a hand up, get them out of that situation should they choose.
And for anyone that's watching or listening, we have a great resource here in the county, 211.
Absolutely.
As a way of finding access to these resources as well.
And we are partnered up with 211 as well, and we're handing out those cards and encouraging people to contact them for services every chance we get. Another important component of that is a number of these veterans are homeless, and there is no excuse for a veteran to be homeless.
Right.
And we have worked very closely with Veterans Affairs, and they do an incredible job of offering transitional housing and services to these folks.
And for a lot of these people, veterans or otherwise, there is so much out there that can help them that they're just not aware of. You know, and it's kind of a sad statement, but most of these not-for-profits just don't have the funding to advertise and to get the word out. So they're much needed, well-kept secrets.
Absolutely.
And you're bridging that gap. What kind of time investment is that taking for you and your deputies to be out there doing this?
We now have 3 deputy sheriffs assigned full-time to this problem, and they're working with representatives from each one of our patrol stations throughout the county as well. They're all working together to attack this issue in the various communities that we serve.
Now, are you doing any back-end tracking? Do you have any anecdotal information on how many people you've really touched and helped move to a better place?
Absolutely. They're keeping track of all of their contacts as well as those that they're successful in getting housing, either veterans or non-veterans. And the stories that they tell are amazing. One just recently from the Victorville area, a veteran that had been homeless for 12 years.
Wow.
They made contact with him as well as Veterans Affairs, and he is now in transitional housing. He had tears in his eyes when he was talking to our deputy sheriffs about somebody took the time, cared about him, and got him out of that situation.
Wow. Well, and you also hear stories of people who maybe lost the job or, like you said, made some bad financial decisions. And if they could just get a place to live rent-free, many of them are actually working.
Right.
And they just need that little leg up so they can save some money and get back on their feet.
And that is absolutely the goal. In addition to looking at the panhandling problem, and we've discovered that about 50% of the panhandlers are actually not homeless.
Yeah.
They're just trying to make money. So what we encourage people to do is give that money that you may give to a panhandler to a nonprofit, because ultimately that is the type of program that will help all of the homeless.
Right, and that's something that I've always done. Yeah, you feel you want to reach out, but more than half of them are just fraudulent anyway. Now, we're running out of time. You know, we've had you on the show a couple of times. We've had your counterpart, the District Attorney Mike Ramos, on the show over the years many times. You two are working together on a human trafficking task force, and I'd like to invite both of you to come on to talk about it, but tell me a little bit about what's going on with that.
Well, we're seeing across the country an increase in human trafficking. We're seeing gang members actually working with very young girls down to 12, 13 years old and getting them into the prostitution business. We historically have treated those prostitute suspects, not as true victims. And these very young girls need some help. They don't need to be going to jail or juvenile hall. Well, the problem is significant, not only in our county, but across the entire state. We're working with Mike Ramos to attack this problem and created a task force. He assigned a full-time DA investigator, and we assigned a full-time detective to work on this problem in our county.
So as you find some of these young women that, because of whatever life circumstances, it was maybe easy for them to be misled into a bad direction, what are some of the options that you put out on the table for them?
Well, we work with a variety of nonprofit organizations that provide housing, counseling services, and actually work with these young women to get them out of that lifestyle and help them change their life.
Because again, I'm guessing for many of them, if they just got someone who cared, got a leg up, got in a safe place, they could start turning their life around.
Absolutely. That's what they're looking for, is a way out. Once they get in, it's attractive in the beginning, but they realize what that life is all about.
Yeah, and it's a dead-end road.
Absolutely.
No matter how you look at it. And the sooner that you can get, especially to the really young ones, and get them out of that lifestyle, the better chance we have of getting them back on a really good path.
You're absolutely correct.
Well, I'm looking forward to having you and Mike on the show to talk about this in a lot more detail, because I know it's a serious problem, and it's a problem that we can all, as members of this region, get behind to help you on. Now, if someone wants more information about the human trafficking or the realignment or the inmate programs or anything we've talked about, how can they get that?
Get a hold of our Public Affairs Division, San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department.
All right. And the number and web address should be on the screen, so people can do that, or just drop us a note at ronstarkthevoice.com and we'll get it off to the sheriff. But Sheriff McMahon, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to share with us what's going on in this county.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it.
Don't go away. We will be right back. Guns Home Interiors is a premier interior design company that can help to improve your indoor living space with a complete selection of quality home services. Their skilled building contractors can handle everything from window coverings to flooring and all other home remodeling and improvement solutions. They take pride in offering a comprehensive array of quality home solutions at a low price. By updating the appearance of your bathroom and kitchen, you can transform the look and feel of your home at a low price. Whether you want to completely change the look or simply need an update, they can provide the exact results you are looking for. From cabinets to wall coverings, they specialize in all types of interior design and decorating. Guns Home Interiors, the oldest shop in Covina. Call today at 626-966-4131. Why wait? Call today or schedule your appointment online at their website at interiordesigncovina.com. Feel better, work better, live better in a clean environment with EnviroClean. EnviroClean is a locally owned and operated janitorial and supply company serving the Inland Empire for over 23 years. They carry a wide variety of environmentally safe and non-toxic chemicals, soaps, and cleaning supplies, along with paper products, mops, and more. They offer commercial, industrial, and residential cleaning services. Their cleaning crew is licensed and bonded, and they are trustworthy, loyal, and hardworking. They'll assign a dedicated crew and supervisor to ensure your complete satisfaction with every visit.
We also offer carpet cleaning, window cleaning, pressure washing, floor care services, and construction and clean maintenance. I'm Michelle Pallas of Sales and Marketing for EnviroClean. Please give us a call, 909-947-6611.
Ron Stark, your voice of the Inland Empire here, and I love EnviroClean. They clean for me twice a month and just made my carpets look like new. For a free quote, give them a call today at 909-947-6611 or visit their website at enviroclean.com. Do you own or run a business? Have you ever considered barter or trade? This is Ron Stark, your voice of the Inland Empire, and I can tell you I did, and I'm so glad I did it. Barter may just be the key to your business success. I have been a member of ITEX, the largest barter organization in the nation, for many years, and let me tell you about the ITEX advantage. First of all, your products and services will be introduced to new customers that are looking for a company exactly like yours. And you will be able to purchase products and services without using your hard-earned cash. To make things as simple and easy for you as possible, you will have access to your own trade directors and Inland Empire brokers, Nita and Peter Brooks, to help you navigate the exciting and magnificent world of barter. And barter is not just about business. You can mix in some pleasure too. I have taken my kids on vacation to Big Bear in San Diego. We have enjoyed many wonderful restaurants, and talk about gift giving. There is nothing better than the ITEX marketplace. So how exactly does barter work? Let's say you purchased a commercial spot from me in this show using your ITEX funds. And then let's say I needed some car repairs. So I take my car to a local mechanic that accepts ITEX and pay for the repairs using the ITEX funds I received from you. Then the mechanic uses those same funds to take his family to dinner at a local restaurant, or to pay for a plumber, or a trip, or, well, you get the picture. It's really that simple. Want to know more or have questions? Just give Nita or Peter a call at 909-592-7727 or email itex.inlandvalley@itex.net. That's ITEX, or call 909-592-7727. And who knows, maybe we will be seeing your commercial here on this show on Barter. June is a busy month at the Citizens Business Bank Arena with graduation ceremonies. So to all of the graduates from Rialto and Chino Unified School Districts, plus Upland High School and the University of Phoenix, congratulations. June 7th, El Dasa in concert. This young man has a wonderful voice, and his fans will tell you he's going to be around a very long time. June 20th, Spirit West Coast Christian Music Festival featuring Mercy Me, 10th Avenue North, Cutlass, and many more. Even Colton Dixon for all of you American Idol fans. All of this rock music brings in thousands of people to have a great time. June 27th, Super Freestyle Explosion. How many of these great bands do you remember? Stevie B, Lisa Lisa, Exposé, Debbie Deb, Pretty Poison, New Shoes, Trinier, Connie, Stacy Q. Can you believe it? All 9 of these bands in one huge concert. You'll be dancing at your seat for this show. As always, you can visit the website for the Citizens Business Bank Arena at cbbankarena.com for information on these shows and everything that's coming up. Or call the box office at 909-244-5600. I'll see you at the arena. What a wonderful show. I so enjoyed chatting with all of our guests, and I especially want to thank you for tuning in and joining us. And please remember to set your DVRs so you never miss another episode of Ron Stark the Voice. We're now on in more places than ever before, and if you visit our website, ronstarkthevoice.com, you'll find the exact days and times our show can be seen and heard. And while you're there, drop us an email. We love to hear from you. Ideas, suggestions, comments. If you have a thought for a show guest, let us know. Our guests need to have topics of broad general interest and be non-commercial in nature. And if you prefer a more traditional way of contact, you can always give us a call at 909-746-8846. So, until next week, this is Ron Stark reminding you to be productive, care for your world and the people around you, work hard, find time for fun, and always remember to give back whatever and whenever you can. Until next time, goodbye for now.
Mm-hmm.